Greetings, everyone. Um, Before I introduce the guest, this guy has been on social media, blowing it up, making a name for himself, an entrepreneur that's doing his thing. He's definitely, when you see him, you definitely see his skits making statements and bold statements at that. Um, his name is DC. You all know him as DC. But the thing about it is, I want DC to tell you himself who he is before we get started with the interview.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I appreciate you for having me on your show. Taking the time out to get to know me a little bit
That's right.
better.
That's right.
Yeah. So everyone they know that I go by DC. My real name is Daryl Chambers. So as you see, it's Daryl DC Chambers. I'm a little tag right there. Born and raised in Alabama, a very small town country boy. Man, graduated from Alabama State University with my degree in business marketing. I'm an only child. I've been in entertainment now for 17 years total, all around, and we'll probably get into that. I started out modeling, and then that went to hosting, and now influencer work and acting. So I've been in it for a while now, and yeah, that's me.
I definitely appreciate you, man, because a lot of people need to see more positive things and what's going on in the world as far as, people can do positive things no matter how the circumstances is. They still can be positive.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, you know, the thing about it is, DC, is, man, people like you, man, they come in and make a huge impact. And once they make the impact, it's like sometimes people don't know how to grab when success start hitting them, special, you know, let's say different cultures. Um, but us, and see if you've been a stand-up dude, you don't let it go to your head. How do you handle that though when success is coming at you full throttle?
In all honesty, I'll put it like this. For several different reasons, just in my life. Um, once I became a certain age, going to college, being a part of certain organizations and things of that nature, you do have certain times where eyes are all, I guess, all on you, and you do
Mhm.
have success in that particular realm of your life. Which at that particular time it was college for me. Doing that also, going into entertainment at that particular time, it still will have different eyes on you because of just what you're doing. So now it's not too much different. It's on a different level for sure. It's a
Mhm.
different scale now. It's a different scale now. People they know me walking through the store. They know me walking through the airport. They know me in different places. But I always tell myself, first off, and what I always say this: whatever anyone believes, whatever you believe in, that's you. I'm not forcing that on anybody. But for me, man, God is. I know God as quickly as He'll give you something, He can take it away. So I have no reason. Yeah, I have no reason to lose myself. I have no reason not to be humble. And I tell people that all the time. I say I haven't done anything to not be humble. And people they see it differently in the sense of, yeah, you're doing a lot, you're doing a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I appreciate that, but it's all accredited to God. And just like I have it now, it can be gone just like that. So I don't see myself ever not being humble because I love the position that I'm in.
I mean, as far as and like you just said, it can get snatched away from you real quickly. I've seen people get big headed, and once they get big headed, it's the same people they got to meet coming back down.
And see,
And
that's the thing. That's the thing. You never know who you're gonna run into. And what I've learned about this industry, I'm gonna start with the industry first. Being in
mm,
the industry, it's such a big industry, but it's so small at the same time. And you meet a lot of the same people. And one of the worst things that you can do is start to get outside of yourself and
mhm.
start to get a bad name and your face card, as we say, your face card isn't clean anymore, and then people don't want to work with you, yada yada. It's just not good. So I really pride myself on staying grounded. I pride myself on keeping my face card clean. I pride myself on keeping my name clean. And that's one reason that I feel like a lot of people present me with so many different opportunities is
Hmm.
because they can't say I'm hard to work with. That's one thing that they can't say. They can't say that, oh, he's a diva. Oh, he just let a lot of success that he's gotten go to his head. They can't say that because I'm not that guy. So I pride myself on that. And like you say, those same people on the way up, you can see them on your way back down. And down is not that far, believe it or not.
I think to me that these young people that's coming up now in Hollywood, you can tell the ones that's not used to nothing into the ones
Yeah.
that are like, okay, let me stay humble, let me stay grounded, because if not, this can get grab me away and grab me to think that I'm better than somebody else.
Yeah,
And I appreciate you being honest as far as what keeps you humble, because that's a blessing from God, and He's testing you to see what you're gonna do with it.
absolutely, absolutely. I have a friend of mine told me, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm,
He said, I'm glad to see you really living in your success right now. He said, and God gave it to you because He can trust you with it.
that's right. Hmm.
And that kind of hit, man. And he's a director too. Shout out to Brendan, the director. And he told me that, and it kind of hit, and I was like, yeah, because I wouldn't be here if God didn't trust me with it.
That's right.
I've always been that guy though. I've always been that guy. When people hit me up on social media, I try my best to respond to everyone who I can respond to. I feel like if you take the time out to tell me something good, something positive, whatever, I'm going to take the time out to respond to you. I try to answer every message that I can. I will say, now it's becoming kind of overwhelming sometimes. So I can't
Yep.
get to every
Yep.
single one anymore, but I try to get to as many as I can. Just like me and you, we converse. You hit me up, you say, hey, man, I got this clothing line, yada, yada. Oh, absolutely. Please send it to me. And I love it, by the way. By the way, let me interject. Yeah, you have an amazing clothing line, man. I was wearing my hoodie and D from the West Side. He saw it on the skit. He's like, hey, man, that hoodie you were wearing was hard. I said, yeah, I know it. So I want to thank you for that first. So yeah, just like you, I tell people all the time, man, it's like I'm not really, maybe I shouldn't say this. I'm not that hard to get to,
That's right.
and if it's something that I can do, if I can't do it at that moment, I'll let you know. I try to be as open as possible as I can with my communication. I may not be able to respond to you that same day, but I promise you, like I'm gonna get to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I just see that as you being a humble person, do you get people to try to get over on you, or can you catch that vibe as you feel like somebody's trying to get out on you?
I can definitely feel that vibe, but I don't think people really try to get over on me because, for one, I'm too smart for that. And I know when you're trying to get over on me, but I don't know when it's nothing that I feel like anyone can really approach me with, that they can get over on me with at all. I just don't. The most that they can do is try to get over on me for paying me a very small fee for doing a major job.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna negotiate then. I'm gonna tell you like, nah, I'm not doing that, or whatever the case may be. But nah, I don't think nobody else can really get over on me because I try to help people.
I mean, because I know I talked to Judge Joe Brown. I talked to I had Shine on the podcast.
Okay.
I had Mark Curry from Bad Boy, and he was telling me people think that you're naive when you come into this side of the world that you never experienced before.
Absolutely.
So, and some people just can't handle it.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, what keeps you grounded. That's awesome right there. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. So,
Let's do it.
your skits basically is about. So when I first saw it, I didn't understand like you have an alcohol problem that's typical for a black man. That part I didn't like, but as I started seeing the skits go on, you redeem yourself, and I saw that you was all over the place. But I'm glad Wayne put it together and start having your skits more serious because you started to spend more time with your daughter, and I saw that your Erica was getting more tight as far as she was with you every step of the way. How did you
Yeah.
feel once the skit changed, showing that y'all was gonna break up and that y'all can go y'all separate ways?
Um, you know, it's real life. It
Okay.
imitates real life. It imitates real life,
Hmm.
and that happens. There's a lot of people who are co-parenting, who ventures off and dates other people,
Hmm.
and you have to come together and be one, so to speak. You have to be what do they call it? What's the family? A joint family? Whatever they call it. you have to be one big happy family. And so, things like that happen all the time, but it's real life. So as far as my character goes, I took it on as somebody's really going through this in real life, and they're gonna see this. And a lot of these things that I'm overcoming and battling are real life situations. So, I didn't feel the type of way about us actually splitting up at all from a character standpoint.
Hmm. Okay. So how did your character, as far as your daughter? I mean, because I see her, she pretty much like I need my dad and mom here because one scene when y'all was at the house and I think you was on the couch and Erica came down the steps and her daughter came like right behind her, and it's like seeing you in that kind of motion. What did you was you comfortable with that scene as far as with that whole thing is playing out like that?
And which scene was it exactly again?
It was a scene I think you was drinking and Erica I think you was on the couch and Erica came downstairs and saw you. DC, you need to get it together. Our daughter's here. It was
Oh,
about seeing about that.
yeah, that's once again, that's something that happens in the households all the time.
Hmm.
Things like that happen all the time, and it's nothing that you want your child to see at all. But realistically, you'll try to do everything that you can to hide it from them, or either parent. They'll try to
Hmm.
cover up for the other parent, whichever one has the problem or the addiction. So it's something that happens a lot. But you never want your daughter to see anything like that. It's just like when
Hmm.
you're going through certain things, though, you get in your own way, and you kind of
Yeah.
block yourself. And at that point,
Mhm.
you have to think about it being so inebriated from a certain standpoint. At that point, you're not caring anyway. A lot of people don't care about things that they've done until they sober up. And it's like, oh man, my daughter had to see that. Like, is my daughter really seeing like her dad like that right now?
I mean, it definitely just by the vibe I see it in the comments. I'm glad that things have started changing your way because you start out working with Wayne. Erica got you the job working with Wayne. Um, that was a funny scene too. But
Yeah,
it the fact that how did you feel when you found that your baby mother and Wayne messed with each other? How did you feel about
man. Look,
that?
how would you feel about that? Oh man, yeah. It's nothing that you want to find out. I don't care
Hmm.
how much you try to act like you don't care. You care.
Yeah.
Anybody. When I say you, I mean generally speaking.
Uh-huh.
You don't care. Like you can say I'm done, but I don't care nothing about it. It's the difference between knowing that the mother of your child is dating someone, but to actually know and visualize that they crossed that line, and then knowing that I'm working for Wayne and knowing that Erica's in that other room with Wayne. Yeah, that'll be a tough situation. A part of me is like, nah, he about to need some security from me, the security guard. But then
Yeah.
another part of me is like, I gotta play it cool because I gotta get this money. I gotta take care of Jada. And on top of that, I'm supposed to not even be caring about Erica right now.
Yeah, because
So
the thing, she no matter what she went through, she always bring it up. You guys been together since y'all was 17. Y'all pretty much know each other.
yeah,
But
yeah,
even though she was with Wayne, she still stood up for you.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
when
She
they
stood
saw
up
the
with me.
episode of y'all two trying to rekindle, and then I think it threw everybody off when y'all just split. You know what I mean? And after the
Yeah.
abort, after the miscarriage.
Well, the thing is, too, you have to think she kept holding one thing against me. She was holding the whole drinking thing against me, like the
Yeah,
whole
she was.
time.
Yeah, she
So
definitely.
what do you do when you have this flaw that you're working on and trying to better yourself, and the person who you want to be with and who you're trying to change for continuously throws it up in your face, and then you
Yeah.
come into contact with this person who actually wants to take you in, who wants to help you, who has patience with you, and not throwing it up in your face every 5 minutes because he understands. And on
But
top of that, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know I just felt like um, when you and Sarah connected, I feel like you and Erica still got some unfinished business. I still
Mm,
think after because if you go back and look at that scene, y'all just split without sitting down and talking. Because after the miscarriage, y'all just split.
yeah. It was very abrupt.
Yeah, it was.
Um, it was very abrupt. So as far as unfinished business, I mean, how can I put it? You think it's finished, you think it's over, so you feel like it's no business to be handled any further. Now, sometimes you rush into something before you get over, what you're leaving behind.
Yeah,
That can cause a whole lot of confusion. And sometimes before you know it, you're stuck in a few situations or a couple of situations.
yeah,
So as far as unfinished business, I don't know. I'll say stay tuned.
yeah. Because I just feel like that it's still unfinished business, even though y'all have been knowing each other for so many years. It's still unfinished business there, and I just feel like that Sarah is just a little tag on because even Jada was feeling her when she went off to Howard University off. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
more like, mm, I don't want to. She's with my dad. I don't want to disrespect her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, how did? Because that was uncomfortable when y'all was going off to Howard University, and she was like, Sarah just pretty much invited herself.
She definitely did because I told her she wasn't coming.
Yeah.
And she just
So
all of a sudden popped up. I'm like, what is going on here? What in the world?
yeah, that kind of threw people for a loop because the comments were saying like, where she come from?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just the fact that I think she wanted to love you, but I think she was just being too zealous about it because I think she knew that you and Erica was still tight.
Yeah. Well, she know that. She had some. I don't know. Well, I'm sure some out there, but I don't know one woman in the world who can be like, oh yeah, well, he with his baby mother right now. And I know they ain't got nothing going on. We good. I can sleep well at night. They on this college trip together that they didn't want me to come on. And me and you married. Why didn't you want me? Well, we together. So why did you want me to come on this trip with you? It just don't make sense. It's like, all right, wait, why you didn't want me to come? Even though it was for my daughter, and I explained that women ain't going for that.
Yeah, they ain't going for that. That's no
They
matter
ain't
what
going for that.
they say. But how did you first start your skit, and how did you get in connect with Wayne, with Country Wayne?
A young lady by the name of Sydney, who has a casting company, SK Casting. Shout out to her. So she used to cast for Wayne back in the day when Wayne was doing his scenes in the church
Mm-hmm.
and for the congregation and things of that nature. But anyway, long story short, Sydney, she used to book me for a lot of music videos back in the day. And she told me, she was like, hey, look, I got something bigger for you. I want you to do yada yada. So she hit me up and she said, hey, Wayne, I'm looking for the role of Erica's baby daddy. I want to submit your stuff to him if you don't mind. I said, yeah, absolutely, please do, by all means. And I was supposed to come on for a few skits. I want to say, just as Erica's baby daddy. And once I got on set, you know, Wayne them they liked my energy. I guess they like what I brought to the skit, and I kept coming back. Then Wayne extended my role to being his bodyguard. So
Wow.
then after the bodyguard thing, of course, you saw what Wayne fired me like not too long ago, from being his
Mm-hmm.
bodyguard. Erica became a producer, and she's like, hey DC, I'm the producer now over, this certain storyline. I want to bring you on. So my
Wow.
character just kept becoming extended. So I went from Erica's baby daddy to Erica's baby daddy and Wayne's bodyguard, from being Wayne's bodyguard to being Erica's baby daddy and Sarah's husband now, and Jada's father.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
So
blessing in itself, man.
yeah, big time. And then what, 2.5 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah. You still in there, right? But
Yeah.
the thing about it is what I love is that when you gonna start producing, man, like your own skits, because I feel like um you have reached a status now that you can produce your own side. Because actually I met uh what's her name? What's Erica's sister name on there?
Eric, Sarah.
No. Shayla's sister. I'm sorry.
Oh, Shayla's sister. I'm drawing a
Uh,
blank. I'm drawing a blank. Um,
I met her out there in Bethesda, and that's why I was at in all that traffic. I was coming out there seeing my daughter.
okay.
Um, I met her at a cafe, and she was telling me that she started to produce now, and I was like,
Mm,
everybody's producing their own segment, and they keep it in the family. So that's why I'm
yeah.
asking you, when you gonna start producing?
You know, it's a lot that comes with their producer title. Yeah, I mean, in due time, if the opportunity presents itself, then I'll make it happen. Until then, hey, I'll
Enjoying the
patiently
moment.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll patiently wait. They, like I said, they can definitely be a big. It's a lot of responsibility that comes along with that. So yeah, I'll just
I
leave
just
it
feel
at
like as I'm talking to you, like I can really see like you going to that max. You know what I mean?
that. Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I see that vision. Like man, this guy because I hear it in your voice, and I ain't trying to stroke another man's ego, but I can hear like this is just the beginning for me to get to my next level.
Oh man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it
Because
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
I just look at it because just by looking into skits alone, you're putting everything into those skits. Like you
Mhm.
put all your energy into the skits because you want people to feel what's really going on because the way the skits are is real life stuff that's happening in the real
For
world.
sure. For sure.
And by you out here putting your part positive in the world, it's definitely showing people that it's still some good people in the world.
Absolutely. 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 I agree. I agree 100%. I appreciate that first off. But yeah, it's definitely that. It's just one of those things I feel like with anything that you do, you should progress.
Mhm.
And eventually, if you stay, patient long enough, more and more opportunities will arise. Whether it's inside of the skits, outside of the skits, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. You have to put your energy. It's like if you're not gonna put all your energy into it,
Don't
why
do it.
even do it? Don't
Yeah.
even do it. You're
Have you
doing
had
yourself a
any?
disservice.
Have you had any like big producers come at you? Like far as I know everybody always jumps to Tubi, or have you ever had any Netflix people come your way?
Um, I won't say Netflix or anything like that. Now I do have some Tubi movies. Now I audition a lot for a lot of
Okay.
different projects, whether Netflix, Hulu, like a lot of major projects that's out. I do audition for a lot of those.
Okay.
Because I am signed to an agency for real and
Oh wow.
really do a lot of different acting. And that's what a lot of people don't know because they see the skits. And the skit acting, it's a little different, but it's like the skits are so big to the
Hmm.
point where it's like they'll recognize you from that, but it's a lot that I have out right now. It's a lot that I've been doing in the past, and a lot of people don't even know that because and I'm gonna take this time to say it if I may.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
like right now on Tubi, I'm in a movie called Carpool. I'm one of the leads in Carpool. I'm on a movie called Bama Girl on Tubi. I'm on Fatal Attraction and For My Man on TV One. I'm in Tough Love Atlanta, which is on My Clio TV and TV One. I'm in Horror Noir, which is on AMC Plus and the streaming site Shudder. What is it? I have 5 projects right now that's in post production that we're waiting on to be released. I just had a project to release on Amazon Prime that I'm in called Desire Submission. So it's so many projects. People don't know I've done like over 50 music videos, from Jagged
Wow.
Edge to Dundry and Nicole to Black's East Atlanta Love Letter to so many great artists, so many different people, and a
Wow.
lot of people, if they know, they know. I've done magazine spreads. I've been in Sheen magazine, Control magazine, Bonehead magazine. I walked down the runway for DTLR, rocking, Nike, Adidas, Aku. I've done so many different things. I was on the cover of View magazine as one of the top 10 HBCU need to know graduates. So I've been doing a lot but they see the skits, but people don't know it's a lot behind the skits, and it took a whole lot to get here. I did a whole HD supply campaign, but I had a billboards all around Atlanta's airport. They had, and so I've done so much, so many different things, and yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings.
I mean, it's like you behind the scene putting your time in.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
when you really bust out, you're gonna be like, I told y'all I've been here the whole time.
Absolutely. And I have all of those projects are on my IMDb. You can look at my IMDb and you can see all of that. Well, not every single one is on there, but a lot of them are on there.
Wow, man, that is great. I mean, so far as the skits wise, how is the pay? Is the skits more profitable than the movie roles that you've been getting, or you just want to stay in between?
It's more consistent. I'll say that.
So how
It's
do
more
you get
consistent.
paid? Like weekly, 2 weeks, monthly, or how does that work?
Well, for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I don't know how anyone else. I don't know how they do their business or whatever. But me, it's a monthly thing for me. But it's more consistent than because you get a movie role unless you're like even with Denzel. Let's put it that way. Even with Denzel or Will Smith, they may do a movie. Now, mind you, we're not talking about the amount that they make, but they may do a movie here, and you might not see them for the next 3 years, 2 years, doing another movie. Whereas to the skits are ongoing, just constantly rolling. Even when it comes to having a television series, they go through seasons. You might have season 1, take a break. Season 2, take a break. They might come back a little bit quicker now due to streaming and everything. But season 1, season 2, yada. The skits, it's an ongoing process, so it's definitely more consistent.
Wow. You think that we can ever see you in a role of Raising Kanan? Have you ever auditioned for those?
I've never auditioned for it, but I feel like you can. I feel like anything is possible.
I mean, I named this podcast "Your Dreams Can Come True," and
There
you're
you go.
one example of that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
your childhood, how was your upbringing? How you had a mom and daddy, or did you raised by a single mom? How was your upbringing?
I grew up in a 2-parent household. I'm an only child. I was the only grandchild on my dad's side until I was, I think, 16 or 17 years old or something like that. My dad is one of 5. My mom is one of 5. Even my mom's, my cousins on my mom's side, they lived out of state, or all of them are like way older than me for the most part. So I was really a loner growing up. I was the only child, a shy kid, a real deal loner.
Wow. So I mean, just being the only child can really, make you, go into a shell. But it seemed like you did the opposite.
Well, I was in the shell for a long time. I broke out of that when I went to college. When I went to Alabama State University, that's when I broke out of it, because that's when I learned the power of networking. I said, I can't be around all of these people every single day and I open my mouth and I talk to these people. Now, I don't know who I'm sitting by. I don't know what they may be when we graduate college. Outside of that, just building relationships and friendships with people. Then I joined a few organizations. You gotta talk. It made me talk, it made me learn, it made me network, it made me open up.
That's what's up.
And then on top of that, that was the first time I had ever been around that many women in one setting in my life. So, that was a plus.
I mean, as far as explain to the people that how Daryl is when he was in college. Was he wild? Was he laid back? Or was he just sucking up a lot of knowledge so he can better himself?
A little bit of all. I've always been a laid back guy. I have a laid back demeanor. I'm chill, very chill. And once I did find my tribe, as we say, you open up to your own people. It's like the way that you act around whoever, you might not act the same way around your family who really knows you. So I was always laid back because I'm naturally an introvert, and that comes from just being an only child. Yeah. I feel like. But some kind of way I became so extroverted. Like it's like
Wow.
I think it was just in college. It's like something just came out of me in college,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like I've been quiet my whole life. So now I'm meeting people. I'm talking to people. I still got the laid back demeanor, but I'm talking to so many different people. Was I wild? I was never. Well, what are we talking about? I was never. I wouldn't say wild. I had some fun. I had some fun. I made some memories.
I bet. I
I
bet.
made some memories.
So, like when you finish shooting skits all day long from the morning to half the night, what you do to unwind to get all that off of you? What do you have,
Oh
a
man,
glass of wine, cold beer, smoke a J, or what do you do to unwind?
I'm glad you asked. Um, that was a
Hey man,
perfect
you know you
segue.
got a problem, man. You supposed to be doing that, man.
Hey, it's funny when people used to see me for real. They used to say, "Wait, what you doing at the bar? What you, man?" Look, that's when the humbleness got. When the man leave me alone, man.
Yeah.
Nah. In all honesty, in all, in all honesty, I'm a guy. It all depends. I do so many different things. I will have me a sip sometime. I do love wine though. I like wine. I like to sit, chill, and watch old '90s sitcoms.
Really?
Either 90s, yeah, I love 90s sitcoms. 90s sitcoms, or I'll probably like watch a podcast. Well, listen to watch a podcast.
Wow. So what 90
And,
show is
and music. And music. And music. I'm a music lover. So between 90s sitcoms, podcasts, and music, those are my things.
wow. What's your favorite 90s show that you could sit and watch a whole thing of?
A different world.
Wow. I was
A
never
different
into
world.
that show, man. I just thought that show was kind of boring to me.
Yeah, a different world.
I mean, when the first segment first came out, it was because everybody was on it because it was something new because Bill Cosby had his hands in it, so everybody loved Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
But as far as what is your goals after your skits, where do you see yourself in the next year or so to where that you can look back on this and put this on your resume?
The next year or so. But hopefully the skits will still be going. But I also and I feel like it will. Hopefully I'll still be on.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, a recurring role on some other major show. Whatever it
Wow.
may be.
So let me
So
ask
yeah.
you, would you um if let's say for Tyler Perry, somebody that came to you, offer you $20 million, just break me off with 5 million. He offer you 20 million.
I give you 6.
He give you 20 million. He actually do a role
Mhm.
because some of his movies are just bashing people. You know what I mean? So would it be a certain role which he come to you and say he wants you to play a drug dealer, an alcoholic, or a cheating dad? Would you want to take any roles from that if he offer you $20 million?
Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Well, for one, I've already played the alcoholic role. I'm
Yeah,
doing that
you
on the
might as well.
skits. As far as the drug dealer, I've done that. So, like, honestly, to me, a role is a role, and I feel
Mhm.
like now there are some roles that I won't do, but with the ones that you just said, for example, yeah, I would do that because it's a role, and it's also real life. All of that is happening out here in real life right now. So I don't. It's not anything that will really diminish my character, my personal character as a person. I'm all for it because it's telling the story.
Mhm. Because
There's like,
there's a lot of
yeah,
funny stuff on out there in
yeah,
Hollywood.
absolutely.
So I mean, because I sit and watch Usher, and I sit back and watch Chris Brown stories. Because actually, Chris
Okay,
Brown is from my hometown, Virginia.
okay,
Him and Trey Songz. I sit back. Matter of fact, I just watched an Usher podcast, and he was saying all the stuff that goes on. And for you to be a strong, dominant man, because they will in Hollywood test you to see where you sell yourself for some money.
Yeah, yeah.
And they know you fresh, you hungry, and they know that, hey, maybe we can try him. So you will already know you're not gonna sell yourself.
Yeah. So I look at that now, I look at it like this. And a lot of people, I know they'll hear this and say, it's easy to say now. But,
Hmm.
how can I put it? I've lived 35 years of my life, never missed a meal. God has blessed me to be able to live, have a roof over my head, to be able to put gas in the car and all of that. Before, I never sold my soul.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure I can do it for as long
Keep
as I
doing
live without doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
it. Hmm. I mean, it's just the fact that who is your
And
favorite
so many,
artist right now?
and I will say, so many people have different definitions of selling your soul to. Because some people it's like, well, what may be selling my soul to you may not be selling my soul to me. So it all depends on that too. Like a lot of people, they might they say that about a lot of people that take on a lot of different roles.
Hmm. I mean,
They,
I
you
don't want to
know,
talk about the diddler, but you know what I'm saying? That's what's the hottest thing right now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but the thing about it is that I'm gonna ask you, do you think that as a black man that's in that world, do you think when a black man gets find something wrong, do you think they do destroy him than more than a white person will? What do you think about?
Mm, well, yeah, for sure. I feel like that. Man, have you read those comments on the
Yeah,
skits?
yeah,
Now, it's a whole lot of different ethnicities that watch those skits.
yeah,
But what I will say is, if you look at a lot of them with the crazy bashing, hateful comments, that's the answer. That's my answer.
yeah. I mean, I just look at it that as a black man that's in that world, and I know you have standards, but at the
Mhm.
same time, by you doing this, I know you see that side of the world that we don't see,
Yeah.
that we probably would never see. And do it sometimes it fear you, or sometimes it makes you double think like, hey man, am I making the right choice?
Nah, I've had those second thoughts. That's like that was forever ago. And like I told
Hmm.
you when we first came on here, I believe in God. And I've had so many times where I pray to God about like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing this right? There's been a lot of times that I made some mistakes. People, I started out with no guidance. Nobody in my family has ever done entertainment. No, none of my friends were doing entertainment. I had to fall on my face and get back up. So it's been a lot of different. When you're blind to things, it's like, wait, what
Yeah.
am I doing the right thing? I'm like, it was like, what in the world did I like just get got? This, that, and the third. That happens.
Hmm.
But now being mature, knowing the way that I have fallen on my face, and I don't even regret it no more because I can give somebody else advice. But now it's not that. So I don't fear anything. The second guessing was a long time ago. I feel like
Okay.
I wouldn't be here right now talking
For
to you
second guess.
for second guessing.
I mean, do and you're in that world, who do you go to advice as far as if you got a role and you read the script to the role, you don't like some of the stuff in it, who do you go to as a mentor that can like, okay, let's work on it?
Mm, okay. Well, it's funny now. Now I have this friend who I can go to about it. Um, she's well in the industry. She works in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Wow.
On production on a lot of major projects that we see on TV all of the time. She's definitely one because she's gonna keep it real, and she knows how to like break down a lot of different things when it comes to what you're asking about right now. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's like once you reach that level, and I know you have some friends that grow up that y'all grew up together. Are you still cool with those people, or they kind of turned their back on you?
I'll put it this way, and I've posted this before and said this before. I was never in like the major in crowd, so to speak. Once again, when I was in high school, I was quiet, I was shy, I was timid, I was, whatever. And so I didn't have the major in crowd, but I did have my certain friend group. My few friends. Now the people who were my friends for real, I still talk to them to this day. But I can count exactly how many, like talk on the phone with. I knew other people, of course, and I see them, I speak to them, be like, hey, what up, yada yada. But just really pick up the phone and just talk to, I can count them people on one hand. That's from just growing up. That's from like high school growing up. High school and grade school, middle school, whatever. All of it grade school, but high school, middle school, elementary. I made a lot more relationships in college.
Wow.
But those particular people who I grew up with in high school that I was actually cool with, now they didn't turn that back on me. But I will say when I first started, it was a whole lot of people who I thought I was friends with who was laughing because I was like modeling and doing this after playing basketball. I was playing basketball, and after playing basketball, I started modeling. I'm just like, I was a realist. I knew how I felt about basketball. I knew that I'm 6'6". I'm average height in the NBA. And on top of that, y'all ain't teaching me how to handle the ball. So I'm already doomed going into college, trying to play basketball too. Out there playing with those guys, playing small forward. A lot of them handling the ball, bringing the ball down the court, this, that, and the third. But I was a realist with that. So when I started modeling and realizing, like, the NBA chance for me, I don't even love it enough no more. When I realized that it wasn't going to happen, I pivoted. I made a pivot. Started modeling. A lot of them people I thought I was cool with was laughing.
Wow.
They ain't laughing no more.
They ain't laughing no more. They
ain't laughing no more.
But the thing about it is, what kind of women, what kind of women that fit DC style, that would make you comfortable with a woman that you can tell your deepest desires to?
Man, they can make it. To be that comfortable, first off, it's gonna take some time. It's something that's gonna have to be shown to show the trust and the loyalty somewhere down the line. But I feel like time shows a lot. It may not show everything because you have people that's been married for 30 years and get divorced. But it may not show everything, but it'll show you a whole lot. And my level of discernment with people, it hasn't failed me yet. So it's kind of like I'll know when I can confide in that person. For one, if they confide in me to tell me certain things, I know I can confide in them. Because if you trust me enough to tell me this about you, now because I got one up on you now. So I know that I can tell you something. Because if you go back and tell, or really I can really trust you with certain things in my life, we gotta trust each other. So yeah, it's definitely that when you're talking about as far as finding someone to just confide in, like, yeah.
So both of your parents are still living, right?
Yeah.
So what if you meet a young woman or young lady in the industry and you really digging her and you got utmost respect for your mother? Will you investigate her as far as invest time in her, see how she act before you take her home to mama? Because mama can tell if she shite.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna investigate first because it don't make sense for me to take somebody else. Now I've messed up in the past. I can't lie to you, but now now that I've matured a lot more, yeah, I'm gonna do my own investigation first because I'm not about to take you home and I know that it ain't worth it. Like it don't make no sense. It's like I'm wasting a visual. I'm wasting somebody's spot. My mom gonna be like, boy, I don't even know what you brought her for. Now, my mom ain't that type of person. She'll probably tell me sidebar, but yeah, I don't. Now, I'm definitely gonna do my own evaluation first.
I mean, I know in that world, I know you got women coming at you because they think about DC. He paid. He got it going on. And I know you got much respect for women, but how do you slow a woman down that keep aggressively trying to come at you?
Well, if you're too aggressive, that's a problem right there. Because I'm gonna wonder why are you so aggressive. And on top of that, I'm one that grew up knowing or feeling like the man is supposed to chase the woman. So if you're chasing me, what are you chasing me for? What gave you that idea? Why do you think it's okay to chase a man? Have you been chasing men your whole life? Who told you that? Who told you that was okay? So if you're just too aggressive, it's kind of a red flag to me. It's kind of like whoa, like hold on for a minute. You know why? So I've never liked the overly aggressive. I like a little aggression because it kind of shows me that you're interested in me. Because if you're interested in me, and I don't know that you're interested in me, but you wait on me to chase you, and I may not even be looking that way. You got to show something to let me know. But nah, if you're just too aggressive, I'm like, nah. And like I said, I can kind of tell. You can kind of tell who really wants you for you, who really just has your genuine interest and really wants to get to know you. You can kind of tell that.
So, as far as DC, what is your next move as far as are you looking beyond the skits as far as I know you say you're gonna take your time with producing. Have you ever like far directed or gave your input like to the skits with Wayne or did he how is it working with Wayne?
Well, working with Wayne is very cool. Man, Wayne is a cool guy. Wayne is a guy. First off, I'm gonna always have to give thanks to Wayne too. Wayne has given so many people a platform. like it's crazy. So it's super cool working with Wayne, man. He has a brilliant mind. And now I'm working around Erica a lot more. I don't see Wayne as much now because Erica is, producing our storyline.
Wow.
But as far as like the input on the skits, I have some input. Like if it's something that I'm like, hey, I think if you don't mind me asking, like I think we could do it this way, like what you think about that? She'll be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But pretty much I let the producer do what the producer does. Because that's why they're in their position. It's not my position. But sometimes, I'll call out, I'll kind of make a suggestion if it makes sense. And if she likes it, then we'll go with it. If not, she continues to do what it is that she wants to do.
When you're Lawrence gonna throw hands, man, when y'all get in the box, man, and throw
Me
hands.
and Lord, he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it to the ring. He ain't gotta get in there. Coming down the ramp. Coming backstage.
I just think that he would just it's like Sarah just slid into the scene. You know what I mean? I don't think he was brought into the scene properly.
Yeah.
If she would have had him in the background and just slowly walked him into instead of him coming out the scene, busting out, yeah, I'm about to be your man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then if you can just slow it down with Sarah and you actually married Sarah, or that's your wife, or they're just a skit?
Yeah, we got the skits. Not real.
Okay. So, but the thing about it is with Sarah, it's just that she's coming off real needy. And that's probably not her demeanor. You know what I mean? It's just coming off that she's needy. And I think if you slow it down a little bit, let her, because I know her sister dropped her daughter off, and I know you having issues in the storyline that after she got the abortion, it made you feel some kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can't have my own kid. Like, me and Sarah, I mean not me and Sarah, me and Erica had the miscarriage. Then Sarah actually got rid of the one that we could have had, and now it's like she can't have one. So yeah, that's crazy for her to try to bring somebody
else. I'm not
scene
away, but do you feel like you made a mistake when you married her, or do you just want to be by yourself? Because right now, by looking at your skit, you have not had time to depress from everything that's going on around you. Because it was like fast track.
Yeah. All right, from a character standpoint, I don't feel like I moved too fast. Well, I didn't at first. But if you notice, I just had a dream about Erica. So to sit there and be dreaming about the mother of your child, I don't think you quite over it all the way. Now you can't control your dreams like that, but to have a dream of that nature, that kind of said something. But now, even in real life, I wouldn't have moved that fast. Especially talking about marriage.
Yeah, that's serious.
Marriage,
That's
I'm not moving that fast just in general. And on top of that, I'm not about to move that fast because I'm not about to bring somebody. I'm not about to get married to nobody and I still have feelings for anybody else. I'm not bringing any baggage into a marriage whatsoever. So,
wow. Do you
yeah.
think, in reality, do you think people jump in relationships too fast to try to get over somebody? Because that kind of lines up with the storyline that's going on now with you.
Absolutely. I've done it in real life before.
Wow.
I've done, I've actually hopped in something before I had the chance to heal.
Wow.
And it ended up being one of the it never worked. It never worked because you find yourself going from person to person and you ain't healed from the person 2 people ago, 2 persons ago.
Hmm.
So it's like, and you just dragging baggage on, just to fill a void. And you really got to that's what I've learned. You have to really take time for yourself and heal and get yourself right first. So you know exactly what it is that you want and what you need.
Man, it's like now, man. It's like um people are just rushing into love. I mean, I think people just
Yeah.
that's what just looking
Yeah.
for love.
Are they
You know?
rushing into love or are they rushing into lust?
That's the question you got to ask themselves. So, what can make a young lady fall in love with Daryl Chambers? What woman can make you show your emotions to her?
Oh man.
I love you word.
Mm, 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 mm. She gotta be there. Like for one, she gotta be there. Like I'm big on conversation.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna take your conversation first. First off, we gotta see how your conversation is, right? Um, and now when I say this, I'm gonna tie all of it together. All of this will make me actually fall in love with a woman. Ambition, conversation, a sense of humor, caring, and being observant. Just observing little things that I like and doing certain things that I like or that you observed, knowing when my day wasn't the best. And I try my best to have good days every single day. I think,
Hmm.
well, I ain't gonna say we all do. Some people wake up to have a bad day. I don't know why,
I don't know
but
why.
I don't know why. But just knowing that my day hasn't gone hasn't gone so good, just knowing what to do, like those little things to just pick it back up, and just certain things like that. Like I say, even being able to just talk and have a conversation about anything at any given time, having that sense of humor, being able to joke and knowing when I'm joking with you, like just little things like that will
Mhm.
really that can make me kind of fall in love with a person. I hate I even said that on here because now I'm finna have people cracking jokes all on Facebook trying to make me laugh and telling me, asking me the little things I like and sending stuff to my PO box. We send it
I
Reese's
mean,
cups to my PO box and goodness gracious,
but
it's crazy.
I'd rather have,
Chicken wing, gift
but I'd
cards.
rather have real DC though than somebody coming
Yeah,
in the fake. You know what I mean? Because you
yeah,
still human
absolutely,
at the end of the day.
absolutely,
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? So I mean,
Absolutely. And I'm old school. I'm old school. I like to
Mhm.
meet people the old fashioned way too. It's crazy to say that a lot of people say they have an old soul these days, but they really don't. But I really have an old soul. Like I want to meet you walking through the store. I want to meet you through such and such who I know from church. I want to meet you through, oh, this is your friend. Oh, I like that genuine connection. I don't really like the virtual beats and all honesty. I really don't.
But so how do you in that world, how do you approach a woman that got everything? And what can you give her when she has
Well,
everything?
if I want her, and she has everything. She really doesn't have everything if she doesn't have me, because that's what I want, and that's what she's missing. It's
And
not
you
cocky,
sum
it's
that
just
up.
real.
I mean, you keeping it 100. So at the end of the day, I just look at it that do you think it's still true love out here, or do you think everybody's just looking at lust and money?
It's still true love out there. It is. Everybody's not after the lust and the money, although a lot of people are. But it's still love out there. It definitely is. Like there's no way. It is. It just is.
Mhm.
There's too many people in the world. There's still a lot of genuine, authentic, organic people, women that believe in chivalry, who really wants to be loved, wants to be married, wants a family, all of that. It's still out there.
Do you have any kids?
Nah, no kid.
Hey, take your time because they change your life, man.
I've heard, man. I've heard. You know, I've beat the odds at this point to get to
And
this
how
age.
many? At 35? Yeah, you definitely. Because somebody your age, they got about 6, 7 kids.
They do, but you know what? I'm so glad. Like my thing, I've always said, I've never just wanted to be. And once again, like no offense to anybody who's watching this or anybody, like whoever, I've never just wanted to be a baby daddy, and I've never just wanted to have a baby mama. As you know, no disrespect when I say that, lady. But
I mean,
and I've never wanted, and I get things happen. That's why I said no offense, no nothing towards anyone. But I've never personally wanted to give another man the opportunity to have a hand in raising my child whatsoever. I just haven't, you know, and I don't, you know, and it'll happen if I have a kid and he has a stepdad. If that stepdad is really, you know, really who he's supposed to be and doing what he's doing, he's gonna have a hand in your child's life, whether you like it or not. And I've never wanted that.
I mean, I commend you to be your age. You don't have no kids. I commend you, brother, because, like I said, most guys your age they got about 7, 8 kids, man. And the thing about it is, you value your body. You just ain't
Yeah.
throwing your manhood all over the world. And people in that world, like let's use Elon Musk. This dude got 14 kids, man.
Yeah.
You
Now
know what I'm saying?
it's very easy to do, but it's very easy to do now. But it's just like I say, it comes with, for me, maturity and just man, just certain things. I've always known what I wanted out of life, out of a woman. You know, I've for the most part, you know, outside of, you know, when we're young, we think we know everything, but we don't know everything. But you know, for the most part, I've always kind of known what I want. And I've had my moments where it's like, man, you know what? I don't even want to get married. Forget this. You know what I'm saying? You get into one of them relationships that's so bad. You like, if this is how the relationship is, I don't even want to see the marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you already know how it's gonna turn out.
You know how it's gonna turn out. But like now, I still, you know, I always bring myself back down, and I'm like, all right, get back to your foundation. You know
So
what you
when you
want.
go to your parents' house, do you still clean up?
When I go to my parents' house,
Yeah.
you know what? It's so funny. I'm a neat freak. And
wow.
you know, sometimes I go down there, man, in the country. Me and my dad would be sipping a little bit. It just don't get done. You know, ding, ding, ding. Hey, I thought I had the jug right here, but I don't have it. I was like, yeah, yes, sir. But man, yeah, it's one of them things. They don't make me clean up though. I'll do a little something sometime. But I'm like, man, when I go home, I don't want to clean up. I tell them all the time, I'm gonna come home if I gotta clean up.
Yeah. And I know you in that entertainment world. How do your family, you know, the cousins that you grew up with, how do they show you love? And have you seen anybody switch up on you since you've been in the entertainment world?
Not at all. They haven't switched up at all. Every one of my family tells me how proud of me they are for the most part. That's the crazy. That's I have a good supportive family. Okay. They always tell me how proud they are, which is a great thing. The only switch up that I've saw is like my mom's brother and her wife, my aunt and uncle. I never in my life would have thought that they would call me DC. But wow. Like DC, yeah, I've been watching the skits, yada yada, you know, just things like that, and people who you don't even think will watch the skits. It's like, I guess it's like now, you know, when you're trying to do certain things in life, it's like, oh yeah, you know, he in entertainment, he working, he trying to do it, but they don't really see it, I guess. Yeah. And now they see it, and it's like, oh, he really did this, you know. So that's like he really did what he set out to do, and been working for all of these years. So
Wow.
that's the only difference, but it's no bad switch up at all.
Okay. Some young kids gonna go back and look at this. Your young self, the age you are now, what would you have told your young self to where it can reach these young kids of today?
What would I have told my younger self to reach the young kids today? Oh, just what would I have told my younger self?
Hmm.
Um, don't let in business or anything. Be careful who you let have access to you.
Wow.
Um, in any capacity, like whether it's you know your soul from a physical standpoint, your mind, all of that. Everybody don't deserve all of your thoughts. Everybody definitely doesn't deserve your soul, and everybody damn sure don't deserve your body. So
Mm,
it's just really who you give yourself access to, and always research every single thing. Think about everything 3 times before you do it. Think about the worst possible outcome and the best possible outcome.
before we go, man, give your information where people can follow you and they can reach out to you because you got some knowledge, man, that you can drop. So just go ahead and give the people your information.
Okay, absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram at one and only DC. Spell out one, the letter N only DC. Facebook, Daryl Chambers. That's DARRYL Chambers. It's 2 Facebook pages. Both of them are mine. One is just a fan page, and the other one is my regular page. Feel free to follow both of them. TikTok at one and only DC, spelled the same way. Spell out one, the letter N only DC, and I got a YouTube channel too if you want to check it out on Daryl Chambers. So yeah.
That's right, man. You definitely came in, and I definitely, man, appreciate you coming on the podcast because I done reached out to a lot of, I got a lot of feedback. Like for one, I reached out to NDRE, but she's just all over the place. She's like torn because she
Yeah,
was saying
yeah, yeah.
that's how she make her money. And definitely see, I want to reach out to another celebrity. I had Mark Curry on the podcast, and he was just talking about how the music industry is just tricking our young kids that's so pressed to rap and want to get in
Yeah.
that world. He was saying that that they sign these contracts, man, they end up getting screwed over for the rest of their life. So
Yeah, yeah.
how can if somebody wanna get into that acting world, man, what are the necessary steps they gotta do and keep themselves purified in that world?
What I always tell people is make sure you do your research first and foremost. Make sure it's something that you want to do. I tell everybody all the time too, even do some background work just to get the ins and outs of the business. Go on, do some background work so you can kind of see how set is ran. From first off, you might not even want to deal with all of those hours on set. People don't understand that set can be 17, 14, 15, 16, 17 hours sometimes. I think the longest set I've ever been on was like 17 hours, something like that.
Wow.
Um, so you don't know. Make sure you're getting into acting classes. Make sure you research what's needed. Research how to do a real industry standard resume. Make sure you have industry standard headshots. Make sure you know how to build your real look, and also understand that the money might not come just like that. So it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time, and it's gonna take some work, and it's very competitive and it's a very challenging industry.
Wow. So before we end, I want to ask you one question. What did you when you got your first big check, what did you do with
Man, what big check are we talking about, sir? I don't have a big check, people. I don't know what you're talking about.
it?
Hey, I'm honestly, I'll put it this way. I'm a very frugal person. I
Hmm.
am a frugal guy. Like I am, the older I get, mind you, I'm only 35, but the older that I get, I realize I'll pay for convenience for something. But I'm frugal though. Like man, some stuff these people be paying for, I ain't doing it. I'm just like, if I can go right over here to get this for $10.99, I ain't
You
gonna
going?
go right here to get it for $30.99. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm
So
going over here. I
yeah, I'm
mean,
going over here.
because have you ever had the experience to where you big celebrity now, you can pay for everybody meal? Have that hit you, did anybody hit you with that yet?
Yeah, can do it. Have I and will I? That's a whole different story. Now my parents and maybe a couple of friends, yeah, I got it, but see, once again, that's why it goes back to that level of those friends I can count.
Mm-hmm.
And all
Yeah.
of them, they're never around me at one time. So,
So you don't have the opportunity.
yeah. And if I'm with my frat brothers, then hey, they gonna do we all gonna do our own thing anyway, So, but that's a totally different story. But yeah,
Wow.
man, yeah.
Wow, man. I'm so proud of you as a black man. You doing your thing, man. Like dreams do come true, man. You just gotta keep pushing, keep providing yourself with positive energy, and make sure. What I always say is, if a person don't jump out the window for you, then I'm not gonna walk through the door for you.
There you
Because
go.
at
There
the
you
end of the
go.
day, that not saying that you're loyal to me, but that would show how much you do care about me.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know
I
what I
agree.
mean?
I agree with you. I agree.
I just want to say, man, once again, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Oh man,
And
thank you for having me.
always a pleasure, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
You just call me and just reach out and say, look, man, I need to come on the podcast. I want to talk about something. I'm gonna make sure I make room for you. I'm gonna make sure
Man,
I
I
make
appreciate
space
that.
for you. You're
I
always
appreciate
welcome.
it.
The door is always welcome. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a key. So you know what I'm saying? So, so you ain't gotta worry about it.
I
So
appreciate that,
thank you,
man.
man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate it more than you know, man. I thank you for taking the time to come talk to me. Taking the time out of your day to talk to me.
We definitely gonna talk offline because I'm sure about to end this. All right, DC.
Okay, we good. We good. Absolutely.